We are answering viewer questions about credit reports for today's Finance Friday. Welcome to First Ontario's Chief Risk Officer, Mark Perkins. So let's get right to our first question. It is from Allison from St. Catharines, who asks, what exactly is a credit bureau and can it make a difference for me?
Yeah, so great question, Allison. And we were chatting before. Often forget I've been in this industry so long that there are people out there who don't know what the purpose of a credit bureau is and how it can impact them. So there's two main credit bureaus in Canada, and essentially credit bureau is a consumer credit rating agency. So all the creditors in the country or that you deal with, or many of them, will report to these agencies. They will compile this information, and it results in a numerical representation of your creditworthiness or your
credit score.
Yeah, your credit score, your credit rating. So credit grantors like financial institutions or cell phone companies or something like that will use that information to determine whether they should grant you credit and terms. So the two main ones, the two only ones in Canada, are Equifax and TransUnion. And these credit grantors will report to one or both, or in some cases none, but usually they do report to these credit entities and allow these other companies to assess your credit worthiness. So a good score is higher, and that will allow you to get easier access to credit, higher amounts of credit, and better terms and conditions, and that's rates and fees, right? The better your credit score, the lower your interest rates are going to be on some things like that.
Right, and you may find out about these agencies if you've had a credit card compromised, because they will sometimes offer you, a year of your bank or credit card company will offer you a year of free reports.
Yeah, like fraud protection and things like that. Yeah, so it's important to know what's on your credit bureau, and it's not just loans and lines of credit and mortgages and things like that. It is your cell phone, it is your water bill, your hydro bill,
everything.
And one thing people don't think about is employers, especially in financial institutions. They will pull a credit check as part of your onboarding process because they want to know if you're in a financially compromised position.
Okay, if you're a risk or not.
Yeah, if you're a risk to have as an employee in their company. So it does really touch almost every Canadian.
All right, our next question is from Thomas in Burlington, who says, I'm trying to dispute an error in my credit report and was asked for a consumer statement. What is that?
So if you do identify that something is either incorrect on your bureau or you have been the victim of fraud, is you can make an application to these credit bureaus, to these entities. You can do that online, by phone, old school in handwriting, and make an application. And if they agree with your dispute, what they'll ask you for is your consumer statement. And that is a statement that's going to be placed on your credit bureau, which kind of outlines the situation and what occurred, so that other credit grantors reading that item understand that wasn't you.
Okay, so a good idea to look really closely at what's on there then.
Yeah, so I mean, it is a bureaucratic process. It's not easy in all cases, but especially if you've been the victim of fraud, you really want to go through those steps. And yeah, it's really important to know what's on your credit bureau. Many of us don't look at it with any regularity. I did it a couple of years ago, which is not as frequent as you probably should do, but I found an old MasterCard from 12 years ago that I hadn't used in that long, and it was still open and active, and that opens me up to risk, right? So by looking at that, I was able to reach out, have the account closed, and make sure that everything on my bureau is something that I'm aware of.
Okay, so even the experts need to check. Thanks so much, Mark. Send any finance questions that you have to financefriday@firstontario.com. And if your question or topic is selected, like Allison's was and Thomas's was today, to be covered on air, you will receive a gift card from First Ontario.